Hi there. Have you ever thought about taking over the world? I have several times, a lot of different times. When I was a kid, I used to get like the maps they would put in the back of some books, and I would just go the route of the where I would take over the world. I was a weird kid. I was a very weird kid growing up. Even to this day, if I play a game like Civilization, my main goal is taking over the world, and that's just I think it's just kind of how I am, how I've always been. I've always had, I guess, some sort of crazy thought in my mind that one day I will be capable of taking over the world. And you know what? Today I'm going to outline just exactly what I would do that would help me do that. A couple videos ago, I talked about how I would fight an animal, to the death in order to gain a lot of money for the rest of my life. Well, this video is just about the exact opposite. It's going to be me cooperating with a specific animal that I will use to help me take over the world. So buckle in, let's get moving. And I'm back, and I'm standing up because healthy. So as the video suggests, or as the title of the video suggests, the animal that I'm teaming up with to take over the world is a lion. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Derek, why wouldn't you go with, say, the silverback gorilla like you did in a couple videos ago? Well, I've already burned my bridge in that community. They're not helping me now. So I'm going with the next logical one that I think works pretty well, and that's the lion community. They love me out there. To start this off, we have to define what I mean by world domination. And I feel like it has a bad connotation, understandably. The past couple people in humanity that have decided they wanted to take over the world weren't necessarily the best people, so I'm not necessarily in good company doing this, but I think it can be fun. I think there can be a fun aspect to it, right? I think it's quirky, right? The one dude who owns 100,000 lions and going out to take over the world. And who's to say I have to go crazy and do war and take people out with my lion army? No, I can do it any number of ways. I might just try and charm people. I might just try and be cool. Hey, here's cool Uncle Derek with 100,000 lions. Cool. I want to go where he's going, So there's not, I don't really necessarily have to go to war with people. I can do this a lot of different ways. That brings me to the strategy I'm using to take over the world. I'm going to take over the world by entertaining it. The entire purpose of this, I am going to become ruler of the world, not through war, not through pain, not through death, anything bad like that. I'm going to become leader of the world through ha-has and giggles. That's my main goal. That's what I'm doing. That's the route I'm going. Another thing we have to establish is the amount of control that I have over these lions. We have to stop and take a look and think, okay, well, how exactly have I trained these things? Are they, do I connect with them telepathically? Are they, is it a Siegfried and Roy kind of training thing? I know that's tigers, but I feel like it applies similarly. And for this situation, I'm going to say, since this is purely hypothetical, I have a psychic connection to these lions. They know me, they love me, they think I'm pretty cool, and I can just be like, whoop, 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 hey, what's up, Larry? Go do this. And he'd be like, all right, cool, boss, I'll go do that, right? So we're going to say I'm telepathically inclined to these lions, and my goal is to take over the world by making people laugh. Phase one of getting these 100,000 lions, first off, starts with releasing all of the lions in the world. Now, currently, there's only 20,000 lions on Earth. They're technically an endangered species. So the figure I'm looking for isn't exactly where I need to be. I got to beef up those numbers a little bit. So it starts with me one-on-one, just going to different zoos and liberating the lions. Now, if I'm telepathically connected to these guys, if I'm Joe Exotic Tiger Kinging these things, they're gonna know my intentions. They'll be like, okay, this guy's pretty cool, and they'll come with me. And so the goal is break out all the lions. First step, bring them in, telepathically connect. Hey, we're gonna take over the world, and we're gonna do it in a fun way. Phase two is multiplication. Now, I don't necessarily have the resources or the time to breed 80,000 lions. It's not really, I couldn't do it feasibly in a time where I would still be alive to take over the world from that. So I'm going to have to go a different route. For this reason, this phase is what I call the invasion phase. Now, I don't mean invasion in a forced, crazy sense. I mean it in a fun, upbeat sense. So these lions that I'm telepathically connected to, by this point, I have taught fun little distraction methods. Essentially, these lions are pulling off heists for me. They're going to MIT, they're going to different special scientific areas around the world, and they're pretty much just pulling off large-scale heists. A couple of the lions distract, other lions go in, and their entire goal is they're going to go in, find the means of duplication, multiplication of matter, which we got to be honest, they have it by now, right? We just don't know about it yet very clearly. I mean, I'm pretty sure MIT is cloning people as we speak, so I'm pretty sure this is pretty feasible for this part of the storyline. So these lions are going, they're collecting all of this information they can get for me. Maybe they're getting blueprints, stuff we can build, and that's phase 2. They bring all this stuff that they learned and that they know to me, and now we have the means to duplicate more lions. Now that I've obtained the ability to clone my lion army, I move on to phase 3, which is second to last. Now I take the next days, weeks, months, years, however long it takes me, to replace every prominent person in society with one of my telepathic lions. Now, feasibly 100,000 is a good number because I can't imagine there's a whole lot past 100,000 of really notable people that people might listen to. And essentially what I'm doing is replacing that person with a lion, and I'm doing it seamlessly enough to which I can, I can make it seem like they never left. Now, I also want to know, I'm not hurting these people. No, I have, with the copying ability that I've patented now because I now own it, I've bought an island off the coast of Greece, just a random, I built an island actually for this theoretical situation, and that's where I send all of the people that I'm replacing. I pretty much say, hey, I'll give you money and an island for the rest of your life if you just hang out over there. So that's phase 3. I start replacing prominent people in America and the rest of the world with lions. With my lion army now snugly fit into the zeitgeist of society, now I get to pretty much tell them to tell everyone to think I'm a cool dude. And essentially from there, these people who are now looking at these lions who think they're their favorite actors or politicians, I now tell them, hey, you met this Lopez-Morrison guy? This guy's pretty dope. We should put him in charge. And essentially, however long that takes for people to be like, hey, that guy does seem pretty cool. Let's put him in charge is what it takes. Now, I'm expecting to be old by this point. I'm probably going to be in my probably 60s or 70s. I'm 23 now. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time to do. So I'm not going to be owning the world for very long, right? But I will nonetheless be running it. With the power and time that I have as world leader, I will implement some pretty fundamental rules that I think everybody needs to live by. You don't have to, but it would be great if you did. First off, waffles are mandatory every meal. Doesn't matter what kind of food you make, what kind of food you're turning into a waffle. If it's a waffle, put it on there, right? Like I said, not mandatory, but very, very highly suggested. You should probably start eating waffles with your meals. Next, we make the planetary national anthem "Ocean Man" by Ween because it's the ending to the first SpongeBob movie, and it's a fantastic song. So that's, so imagine one flag, you got this "Ocean Man" just off the side. It's awesome. It would be cool. It would be fun. It would be a cool, fun thing to do. Final rule I set is any interpersonal difficulties you have with a person. I'm not talking stuff like big like murder, stuff like that. No, that goes to prison. But if you have like a buddy who like used your toilet paper and never paid you back or something, the way you legally have to do that. Now this is mandatory. This is unlike everything else. This is mandatory. You now have to solve that problem by doing a game of old school Dance Dance Revolution from a really gross and old greasy arcade from like 2005. That's how we solve our disputes now. The world will no longer be known as planet Earth after this, by the way. It is now Girthberg. My hat says Girth. That's what it says. If you've been wondering, it says Girth. So the entire planet Earth is now Girthberg. So if we got aliens coming by, like, oh, hey, that's Girthberg, dope, and they leave. So that's just another little side thing I wanted to mention before I end the video. And with that, we've reached the end. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. It helps a lot getting the algorithm to watch my weird videos like, ducks fist fighting and me talking about the VeggieTales in a very battle royale-esque manner. I feel like it'd be fun. I feel like I have a lot to offer YouTube. So liking and subscribing and stuff like that is very useful, and I thank you very much for doing it. I will see you guys next week with a fresh new video, probably just as weird as this one, and have a good one.